Then ching ching ching. Down this they go boing boing. Hop inside that. Yeah.
You running my space, but I need it, baby. I'm late, but I still can check in with you. I know that I need my friends, but I wouldn't wanna leave. You know, I wouldn't wanna bleed. Even my heart, my mind, and my.
Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, I am Leah Lene. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for supporting me and coming back to keep up with me. As you read by the title, I'm knocked up. Yes guys, I am pregnant. And this has been a journey so far, and I want to share it with you guys. I am in my second trimester. So I feel like I am able to tell you guys all about the first trimester. I'm certified. I done passed it. I done survived it. I done came through it. Because, baby, the first trimester, yeah, we're going to get into it. So if you want to continue to watch this video, I'm going to be talking about how I found out I was pregnant, the moments I found out, the first appointment, what to expect at your first appointment, and I will go over all the symptoms that I had before a missed period and also after the period, all the symptoms I had in my first trimester, and also the symptoms they don't talk about on the internet. So if you're interested and you want to keep watching, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get into the video. Alright y'all, so let's get into the video. Alright, so I'm going to be using my phone to, go over step by step. Well, week by week, excuse me, because the pregnancy brain is a thing, kind of. For me, it ain't that bad, but it can get there. So I'm gonna use my phone to keep up with what's going on. So y'all, story time. Let's start from the beginning, y'all. How I found out I was pregnant. Ooh. So y'all, I was on the cruise. It was October 26th. We had to be on the cruise boat. We went on a Carnival cruise, and my period was supposed to come on that day, but it never came, of course. But my period's supposed to come on. But so of course it comes on. You know how you in your sleep, you wait for your period beyond that morning when you wake up. So usually that's what I expected to happen. So before I even realized my period was late, y'all, on the way to the cruise boat, if you've ever been on the cruise, you know you have to sign up in one building and walk to the next building to get on the boat. Y'all, I was so out of breath. I was so tired. I was so tired trying to get my luggage from A to B, and A and B would be a little distance, but usually I'm never tired walking from A to B. Like, I'm never tired. So I was like, okay, I ain't think nothing of it. So once we got to, I'm skipping a step, I'm sorry. We stayed at a hotel the night before so we can already be in the city. The night before, once we got to the hotel that day, we were supposed to do a bunch of stuff, go out to eat, go to restaurants. Y'all, why was I asleep? I stayed in the hotel and I slept. And I was just like, maybe I'm tired. Because you know how you go on a trip. And you know how you be on the road for a long time. So it's like you kind of be exhausted the day you get there. So you be tired. So I was thinking, okay, I may be tired. Y'all, I slept the whole first day when we got to the city. They went to the mall, stuff like that. I did get up and go eat dinner. We went to Outback. But y'all, as soon as I ate my food, I was really tired. But I was like, man, it's just because my period finna come on tomorrow, which was Monday. Monday came, we got up, I was still tired, but I was like, I'm just tired because I am a little lazy. I know I am a person that sleeps a lot, so I didn't think nothing of it. So back to what I was saying. So once we got to point A to point B, I was exhausted. And once you get onto the cruise boat, you have to be on the Lido deck where they giving out drinks and stuff like that. I was like, let me drink, let me see if this gonna wake me up, let me get some energy. Y'all, I never got any energy. And then on top of that, imagine being on a cruise boat, pregnant, not knowing you're pregnant, but pregnant. So you get what I'm saying? So the nausea, the boat rocking, and that was another sign for me, because we go on family cruises every year. That's something that me and my family do, so I'm used to boats. You get what I'm saying? But this particular cruise, it was just kind of like, I ain't want to do nothing. I sat on the balcony the whole trip because we had a balcony room. But it was like I kind of was feeling the water a little too much. But I was like, maybe because it's just my period finna come on. Because a couple of years back, I went on a cruise with my period on. And I know it's with your period on the cruise, you kind of feel more of your symptoms. So I was just thinking that's what it was. So that was step one. I was tired a lot. I was sleeping a little bit more than usual. And I was feeling no nausea. I was feeling very nauseous a little bit. Like if you move a little, that's what it is. Y'all, bear with me. what the feeling is like you booze. It's like you feel the motions of everything. Like when we was in the car, I felt the motions of the car moving. Like you're more sensitive to motion and your body moving too fast. You start to feel a little lightheaded, and that's what I was feeling on the boat. If I moved too fast, if the boat rocked a little too much, I was feeling those symptoms. So that was another symptom. And then another symptom I was having was sore. You don't do this to yourself. Don't do it. Excuse me, y'all. I'm sorry. I needed some water. Another symptom I had before I found out I was pregnant was sore nips. Sore nipples. Usually before my period, it be sore on the sides. Like a week, like a couple of days before my period. This particular time, it was just my nipples. They was really sensitive. My nipples was really sensitive, and I was just like, just my period. I kept putting on my period, and that's kind of, you can get confused because you be like, well, this stuff I deal with already with my periods. But in this particular moment, it was just my nipples, the sides. And usually when my period come out, the sides hurt. It was just the nipples this time, so I was like, okay. Yeah, that was symptom number 4. Symptom number 5, I wasn't eating like that. Like I couldn't eat. Like I can eat, especially on a vacation. I can eat, but this particular trip, I didn't want to eat. Like the food wasn't. It's like the food wasn't good anymore. Like when I was pregnant, didn't know I was pregnant. Food just didn't taste good. Like the food tasted funny, so I wasn't eating like that. That was symptom number 5. And ooh, y'all, how can I forget the main symptom? It's cramping. My stomach was cramping so much. And that's another reason too why I didn't want to do much, because it's like I'm cramping. Like I was like, man, this period need to come on, because you know how that first day your period is, I cramp. I'm sorry about that, y'all. So back to what I was saying. So that's another symptom too I was having as we was on the cruise. It was a 5-day cruise. And I was cramping up a storm. I kept cramping, y'all, and I feel bad because I was taking so many ibuprofens. I remember taking ibuprofens. I was drinking. I kept trying to get drinks. I was drinking on top of it, but those cruise drinks wasn't strong at all. So yeah, that was my symptoms. I just was cramping, the nipple soreness, tired, more sensitive to motion, and sleeping a lot. Those was my symptoms before I found out I was pregnant. Y'all, I kid you not. So 3 days into the cruise, it was like Wednesday, why my child's father called me, and he's like, did your period come on? I was like, no, my period ain't came on. He was like, why, I just had a dream, because he had just woke up. He was like, why, I just had a dream that you delivered a baby. And he was telling me that my mom, my sister, and him was in the room, and my mom asked him what the baby name was. Things like that. I was like, well, my period ain't came on, so I don't know why you having that dream. And it was out the blue, because we haven't been talking about it. We had broke up at this point. We was not seeing eye to eye. But he called me. He was like, I had a dream that you pregnant and you happen to have you having a baby. That was another scrape, y'all. So you know, if you go on a cruise boat, every night they have the little dinners where you go eat dinner with everybody that you came with. Y'all, while my mom's boyfriend, he was like, y'all, why I had a dream that my granddad, which is my mom's dad, was holding a newborn. And everybody looking around like, well, I don't know who could be pregnant, because everybody thought that my period was on, because I was complaining about cramping the whole time. And also, before we got on the boat, I bought tampons in front of everybody. So everybody already just assumed my period was on. I never told nobody my period never came on, because I was like, it's coming, it's coming. But y'all, when he said that, in my mind, I was like, this can't be real. Like, it can't be me, not me. But after I had just got a call from my child's dad, and then now my mom's fiance said he had a dream about a newborn, I was like, it's time for a test. I need to take a test, man. So the last 2 days of the cruise, y'all, my anxiety was through the roof. Like, I was like, can't be me. Like, I was Googling everything. The last 2 days, y'all, I ain't come out that room. I went and ate, came back to the room, and I was just like, I couldn't believe it, because I have endometriosis. And that's a whole, I feel like that, to me, that's a sensitive topic. That's a whole nother story for a whole nother video. I feel like, to me, that deserves its own video. But yes, guys, I have endometriosis, and it was in a stage where, to the point, how can I have kids type of deal. So it's like, me, I'm pregnant. Like, I've never been pregnant. This is my first time. I was like, so many emotions running through my head. But once they both said those dreams, and you kid you not, y'all, he has not, my mom's boyfriend hasn't been around my granddad. So it's just like the dream was basically telling on me before I could even tell anybody. The dream was already telling on me. So that was another sign that I was like, okay, it's time for a test. So y'all, that was all the symptoms I had. When we got off the boat Friday, we had to drive back home to our city. Y'all, the first thing I did was took a pregnancy test. That's the first thing I did when I came through the door. And I already had pregnancy tests because my friend, she's pregnant. So we already had them, you know, on date. So y'all, I came in the house, I took a pregnancy test. Y'all, y'all, soon as I peed on the stick, it was 2 lines, dark. I may insert a picture. I'm gonna insert a picture, y'all. Soon, you know what I'm saying? You know how you pee or you dip, because I dipped it in the cup. And you know how the lines, you got to wait for it. Before I could even take it out the cup and put it on the counter, it was 2 dark lines. So I'm like, well, I must have already been pregnant. Cause why is it already 2 lines? Like the lines was dark, y'all. I'm gonna put a picture if I can get to find the picture. I got pictures. I actually got pregnancy tests too, but I'm gonna insert the pictures, y'all. As soon as I took the pregnancy test, both lines was dark. Like, you know how you first get pregnant and the lines be light? No, mine was already dark. So I was just like, was I already pregnant? Like, like I was just like, am I? This can't be real. But y'all, before I could even sit it down good, those 2 lines came up. I know I'm talking in circles. I'm sorry. So I called my little sister in the bathroom. I was like, man, y'all wanna come here? I was like, come here. She looked. She said, you spending that 500? You spending that 500? Are you keeping it? I said, I don't know. And I just started crying, and we were just hugging. We had a little moment. I got my homegirl and I showed her the test, and we both just on the phone crying. We was like, ain't no way. Because you know, guys, like I said, I have a condition where I was told I couldn't do this. I was told I couldn't, you know, have no kids, or it's going to be hard for me, or don't expect it type of deal. So we was crying on the phone. I called my other homegirl. I pulled up on my other homegirl because she wasn't answering the phone. I pulled up on her and she just immediately knew. She was like, you pregnant? Because it was, I guess it was on my face. So we all sitting there crying. I didn't want to tell my mom because she wished pregnancy on me since the last 5 years. So I was like, I want to surprise her, you know, I couldn't. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't want to go into depth with the personal side because I know some people may not be here for that. But if you want like more of a story time, I could do a separate video. So let's get into once I found out I was pregnant and the symptoms and everything that happened along the way. I'm gonna use my phone and pull up the symptoms week by week. Alright, y'all, so I will say I do have endometriosis. So these are symptoms that I had with a condition. It could be the same for someone who has a regular pregnancy, but I have to do, this is what I had experienced. So I have at 5 weeks, which is a week later and 4 days, I was super gassy. And I remember that, y'all, I kept passing gas. Sorry, TMI, but I was passing a lot of gas. And I think that's because your stomach is moving around and, you know, being moved. So all that trapped gas is coming out. And I was remember being super tired at 5 weeks, which is like a week after the cruise. I was super tired, gassy. I had and you cramp a lot. Y'all, you're gonna cramp a lot in that first trimester, especially when you first find out. It's like your body is stretching, your uterus is stretching. So my hips was hurting. It was like, I just remember I do remember a lot of cramping and being hungry. It says I had an appetite, like I was eating a lot and I was cramping. And y'all, I will say this, I had to quit my job. I couldn't do it. I'm grateful I was in a space where I could quit the job, because y'all, I was at work. I remember being at work and I was in a warehouse. I remember being at work and it was hurting to walk because I was cramping, and I felt my uterus scratching. So when I was walking, it was just, I felt like I had hips. I just remember walking real wide because it felt like, I guess I was being stretched wider. And I remember that at 6 weeks, I started feeling a little nauseous. I wasn't really eating that much. Like All right, so I have here at 7 weeks that I started getting headaches, and that's the thing too. Like when you pregnant though, it's like that one side just aches. I had headaches, yeah. So around week 8, I woke up to bleeding. Like I had like a good, it wasn't a lot, but it wasn't a spot either. Like it made it off the tissue. TMI, it made it off the tissue. It was on my underwear. So I rushed to the ER or whatever. They had done checked the baby and stuff like that. That's something they don't really talk about, is when you first get pregnant, you have to get a vaginal ultrasound. They don't do a regular one. They have to do a vaginal ultrasound to measure the baby and to see if the baby in the right spot. They check to make sure, what else they check? For fibroids and, you know, just making sure your baby isn't in a fallopian tube. They use a vaginal ultrasound. If you don't know what it is, it's like a long, I'm trying to give a appropriate example, but hey, if you know you're pregnant, so you know how you got pregnant. Just imagine one of those, but as a tool. So they take something a little long and they stick it up there, and that's how they measure your baby, and they tell you how many weeks you are, and they just do all the measurements inside. So of course with me having endometriosis, they found fibroids. So they were saying that could have been causing the bleeding, but they said the baby was normal, the heartbeat was normal, everything else was good. So they sent me home and they just told me to, if it get worse or if I bleed heavier, to come back. So that happened. It happened to me around 8 weeks. I had a little bit of bleeding. Week 9, y'all. Week 9, I was eating a lot. Like that's when the cravings kind of started. Like anything I seen, I remember anything I seen, I wanted it. Like if I seen something on TV, like a commercial, Popeyes for example, I remember seeing a Popeyes commercial, I had to have it. It's like when you're pregnant, you have to have that particular food or you're gonna feel sick if you eat something else. So I feel like to me around week 9, I started getting cravings and I started getting real greedy. I wanted that, and that too. And I just remember around that time, I woke up in the middle of my sleep at 2 a.m. and that's, I'm gonna get to that. And at 2 a.m. I was craving Waffle House. I was craving Waffle House. Get what I did? I got Waffle House at 2 a.m. And it's like I tried to avoid it so bad because I was just like, man, I'm already sitting over here cramping. I do not want to go to no Waffle House. But y'all, when you're pregnant and those cravings, it's like you gotta have what you want. You gotta have what you want. And another thing that I was craving in my first month was apples and peanut butter. Y'all, when I tried to avoid those apples and peanut butter, why? It was in my dream. I had a dream that I was eating apples and peanut butter. So when I woke up, I had to get it. Like, it's just, I had to get it. So around week 9, it's like that's when the food cravings and stuff started coming on for me. And I just wanted everything I seen. If I didn't have it, I was feeling like I was sick and I had to have it. And another thing too, guys, now that we're talking about it, I know what I'm having now. I'm in my second trimester. Today I am 19 weeks and I know what I'm having. But I won't tell you guys what I'm having until the next video. But I want you guys to guess what I'm having in the comments. From off the symptoms and off the cravings and stuff that I'm talking about. Tell me what I'm having in the comments. And if you're right, we'll know in the second trimester video. So it says here in week 9, I had a dream. And I remember the dream. I had a dream that I was at my own gender reveal. And we busted balloons and it was pink. And I was like, oh, okay, so the dream just telling me what I'm having. Because I want to be, you know, surprised. I want to know what I'm having. But, like I said, I won't get too deep. You got to tell me what I'm having. Okay, and also, I was 138 pounds when I got pregnant. It says here by week 10, I was 141 pounds. By week 10, which ain't that much. So by week 10, it says here I was having hot flashes, and I remember that. I remember being hot in my sleep. I kept having hot flashes. And even when I was working that job, I kept having hot flashes. And that's another reason why I quit too. Because I'm not finna be in here hot flashing, cramping, hungry. And then I was trying to hide it on top of that. So I like hide the symptoms of me feeling like motion. So it was just like, I just had to quit. Because it was a fast-paced warehouse job. And I just couldn't keep up with it. Once you become pregnant, you get tired. You're just going to be tired. Okay? You're gonna be tired. So by week 10, y'all, I had my first doctor's appointment at the doctor's office. So let's talk about what to expect at your first appointment. Okay, I can talk about it because I remember it like it was yesterday. I remember going to my first doctor's appointment with my doctor, and y'all, I just knew I was getting an ultrasound. But when I got there, we did a pregnancy test. They confirmed that I was pregnant. They did my weight, they check your heart rate, and they draw your blood to, I guess, check for whatever they check for. So we did that, and then I spoke with my doctor, and she just basically listened to we did listen to the heartbeat. We listened to the heartbeat, and it was just a moment where I just felt like it still just didn't feel real. It didn't feel real at all to me. So they did a heartbeat, and then they just basically talked about how at my next appointment we'll do an ultrasound. So y'all, I was sad about that. So don't expect, it depends on your doctor though. You may have a fabulous doctor that give you an ultrasound. Mine didn't. So at 10 weeks I had an appointment, but I didn't get an ultrasound. Yes I did, I'm lying. After I went to the hospital, it says week 8, when I had the bleeding, they did the ultrasound at the hospital, but they didn't give me any pictures. They just told me that from my baby measurements, my due date was going to be June 28th, 2024. That's my due date from the hospital. That was week 8. By week 10, I went to my doctor and we did our first ultrasound at 10 weeks. And at 10 weeks, I remember she didn't do the vaginal. She was like, we're not going to put you through that. We already got your, transfers from the hospital. They just did a regular vagina. They just did a regular ultrasound. And y'all, it just felt so surreal. It didn't feel real at all. I was just like, that's my baby on that screen. And if I have a little picture, if I can get a good ultrasound to put in here for y'all, I insert an ultrasound of my baby's first ultrasound. I will put that in the video. But yeah, for the first time you get your first ultrasound, they do a vaginal, but I did that at the hospital. So I didn't have to do it again when I got to my doctor's appointment. And y'all, also on top of that, she didn't use the hospital due date. The doctor used my last period. So the doctor, my original doctor, is saying my due date is July 2nd. But I'm gonna go off the hospital because the hospital actually went in and did the measurements of the baby and told me June 28th. But that's only like 5 days apart, but still. And y'all, also I see the symptom because it's still happening. Your mouth being watery. Because like when I try to lay down, TMI, I be drooling out the mouth, like it'll be too much saliva in my mouth. And that's definitely a symptom too, like your mouth be wet. It just be, you got to remember to keep swallowing. Because I'm not one of those girls finna be walking around with no spit cup. That's disgusting to me. So I just remember to keep swallowing. And it's something that's still going on in the second trimester, is my mouth being watery. At week 10, my cravings was spicy foods, McDonald's, frappes, fries, and still to this day, a good egg. I love some good cheesy scrambled eggs for breakfast. So good. And y'all, I do remember that like around that time, I used to wake up at, like I said, my time frame with this baby is around 2 to 3 a.m. I'm waking up every time. Even to this day, I'm still waking up. And it's probably like 3, 4 o'clock now, but in the middle of the night, I'm waking up. And I feel like to me, that's a something that people don't talk about, is you not really sleeping that much in the first trimester either. They always made it seem like it'll be in the third trimester. No, you're not going to be able to sleep in the beginning. And also, you're going to be very uncomfortable in the beginning. Because I always used to hear about people complaining about it at the end, but in the beginning too, you're going to be uncomfortable because you're cramping through the night. Your back is going to be scratching, your ear, all this scratching, so you're cramping and it's uncomfortable. And also, you can't sleep. I couldn't sleep. I know my homegirls, they pregnant, they couldn't sleep. It's like a time frame around 2 to 3 a.m. Baby, I'm waking up. That's just what's going on. That's something they don't really talk about. The first trimester, you will be uncomfortable as well. Week 11, and this is probably the most traumatizing. Let me put my phone down. This is probably the most traumatizing thing I had to deal with in my first trimester. And it's constipation. Constipation is the worst. It's already bad when you ain't pregnant, but when you pregnant, the constipation is I don't want to cuss. Constipation, y'all. I remember praying, God, please get it out of me. Like, it got to come out because it hurts. You have to think about your body already aching, and then you know when you constipated, it kind of hurt already. So just imagine your body aching on top of something, and then you have to use the bathroom really bad, and it won't come out. And y'all, it happened to me on week 11 and week 12. That's what my phone say, and I just remember it was horrible. Like, it's not a good feeling. That's probably one of the things I don't ever want again. And y'all, matter of fact, I'm gonna put y'all on game on what can help with the constipation, because I refuse to let my girls, especially you watching me, I got your bag. I'm gonna show y'all what I use. Let me go get it. Yeah, I love y'all because I really done got my big lazy self up, y'all, to get this. So y'all, this is what helped me with my constipation. And I got it because it has to be this brand and this brand. Because I was drinking other apple juices and baby, I still was constipated. But this brand right here, the Juicy Juice apple juice, is gonna put you on that toilet every time. Every time. I'm like, bro, y'all, I had to go get apple juice for y'all. So give me a minute. I bet. I can't believe I'm out of breath, y'all. And I ain't even halfway there. But y'all have to get this brand. And if you one of those girls, one of those WIC girls, well, I don't know what it's called in your city where you get assistance, this is already on the list for free. But the Juicy Juice, the apple, is gonna help with that constipation, y'all. And these right here saved my life. It's the Seneca laxative gummies. These gummies save the day. And now what I do is, if I feel like it's trying to get hard again, I go and pop 2 of these. They're safe by my doctor. She said they're good to take. She said they're fine to take. And like today, TMI, I kind of felt like, okay, it's coming out, but it ain't with ease. So I'm gonna pop 2 of these tonight to keep it soft, just to keep them soft and keep it flowing. But that apple, that Juicy Juice gonna keep you in the game. And that helped me, that helped my constipation, y'all. I ain't been constipated. Ooh, I don't even want to speak it. I don't even want to speak it, y'all. That mess hurt. Like, it's worse when you pregnant. Like, imagine you being constipated already, but times 10 when you pregnant. It's like, because your baby is sucking all, you know, your liquid and all that. So it's super dried in. Horrible. So that helped me. Y'all, some other thing I want to talk about too, especially if you don't have a kid yet, or you someone that had a kid. Y'all, I'm so weak because my shirt just arising, y'all. I'm sorry about that. I feel like I'm talking too much. I hope this is not too much, y'all, because I don't want the video to be too long, but we got to get into the deets. This stuff people be wanting to know. And if I miss anything, let me know in the comments, and let me know in the comments, and I will cover it for you in the comments or in the next video. But most likely in the comments, because we're talking about the first trimester. It says here, so yeah, it says a week 11 and 12, I was very constipated, y'all. I put the girls on game. And I promise you, I won't stir you wrong. It works. It works. If not, let me tell you what else your doctor can give you. They can give you some suppositories. And I ain't want that. So, but hey, if that don't work, next up, suppositories. And I heard they really work when you just look up a suppository. Week 13, the sickness going over. Week 13, the little motion, the motion sensitivity was eventually wearing down by week 13. Now that's a blessing. I'm blessed because if you one of those people that's way more sensitive to me, you're probably throwing up at this point. You're probably vomiting when you're riding in the car. You're probably, but I'm not that sensitive to it. Like, my sensor was a little lightheaded, and I just let me lay down for a second. But you know, other people, their body can be way more sensitive. Yeah, I didn't have to throw up. If you haven't noticed, I didn't throw up not once. but I did have lightheaded and tired. Y'all, another symptom that I kind of got this first trimester was soda. I never was a soda drinker. I love a good Powerade. I love a good water. I like some juice, and I love a good margarita. When I could have a margarita, I love a good margarita. But now that I'm pregnant, excuse me, like come on now, baby. You ain't got to keep burping that much. Soda. In my first trimester, soda was a craving for me. Sprite, ginger ale, and sometimes a Coke. I don't know what that is, what that's about. But I also will say a good ginger ale does, well, soda in general, but I was drinking ginger ale when this happened. Like, you kind of felt like cloggish up in here. A good ginger ale. A good ginger ale, you burp it right on. I just was burping. It cleared all that out. So a good soda helps with that. I know it ain't healthy, but it works. Also, y'all, I realized, and I know I don't speak about the symptoms because you probably like, well, did your breast hurt? I don't have that, y'all. My breast hasn't grown and my breast doesn't hurt. After I found out my period was late, the nipple tenderness went away and my breast don't hurt. That's another symptom, a common symptom that I didn't have. I didn't have sore breasts. And they ain't growed at all, really. I'm still in my A cup. No vomiting happened for me. Yeah. So I didn't have the common symptoms that most people have. I didn't have that. In week 14, I enjoy talking to y'all. I really do. I just feel like I'm missing things, and I'm sorry. This is my first time on here. Bear with me. Thank you. If you got this far in the video, I appreciate that. I try to give you guys everything that I remembered that happened and got written down. It says my breast started to sting in the shower. So that's when I started feeling a little painful feeling. And I remember that day because I was in the shower. It was like a sting. But it was like a lightning sting. Like it came and it went away. And I was like, ooh. Like I had to back up out the hot water. I had to back up out the hot water. Like, wait a minute now. Is you gonna hurt or you ain't gonna hurt now? Pick a side. Because I'm just trying to bathe. Y'all, how did I miss this symptom? But I guess it kind of, and it's still going on. Lips peeling. My lips peeled. They still peel. And they've been peeling from the beginning. Lips peeled from the beginning. Like when I came home off the cruise, my lips peeled. Your lips is gonna peel. What I do is I just use their Survey healing cream. I put that on it, or I use some good old coconut, this lip gloss right here. It don't really irritate the lips peeling. And then in the shower, I do a light exfoliating with my rag. That kind of helps. And just make sure you keep them moisturized, but your lips peel. I don't like it, but I ain't complaining. Like I stated, I have endometriosis, so the pain, the cramping is always here. It never really leaves me alone. It's not as bad as the beginning, but I always cramp. It's just something I have to deal with in my pregnancy. And that's it, guys. We have completed the first trimester. Who would have thought this day was coming for me? If you know me personally, it's a shock to everyone. So it's really a shock to me and my family. And I just want to take you guys on this journey with me. I pray you guys made it to the end. I'm sorry. I promise you guys it's only going to get better. It's only going to go up from here. And I also want to just be influenced to the girls that want to do it but scared to do it. Girl, just do it. So alright, y'all, that's the end of my first trimester video. I am currently 19 weeks, so be looking out for the second trimester video because we're almost there and we have so much to get into. And if you want to watch me on this journey, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe, because I mean, I'm raw, and who don't like authenticity? Thank you guys. Thank you for staying to the end. See you guys next time.
You running my space, but I